This video is going to walk you through the basic use of the screencast recorder and editor called EZVid. So first thing you want to do is head on over to the EZVid.com website and download it, install it, and then open it up. And click on that. Navigate to the location where you want the software installed. Click on Save. You just click on this, open it up, click on Run. You want to read this over here. Just go ahead and click on Accept the Agreement, click on Next. Some cool stuff here. And by the way, your recording is limited to 45 minutes, which really, if you're working on marketing videos, that's an awful long time. Click on Next. Some more additional information here. I'm going to cover a lot of this stuff too in this video. Click on Next and Next. Right here are the boxes you want to untick unless you want to install the Nation toolbar on making that your default search engine. Click on Accept and Continue. And it's going to download 162 megabytes of file size and unpack it and install it. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video until that gets done. And we're almost done. Here we are. Now that we got it all installed and it's opened up, it brings us to this page here, which if you do not already have a microphone or a headset microphone, then these options are not too bad. I'm going to assume that you already have your microphone or headset microphone or both. And moving on down to step 2, you can also show your love by donating some money to EZVid through your PayPal account. And if you want to stay informed on important updates to EZVid, which I would suggest doing, go ahead and put in your email address here, click on subscribe, and for additional information that I may not be covering in this video, you've got some video tutorials here and more of them down here on what's labeled as step 5. Let's go ahead and dive into our EZVid software. Now this is our EZVid recorder and editor. Now one thing you want to keep in mind here is that whenever you add anything to the timeline here, behind the scenes, EZVid is automatically going to convert things so that it will be playable in high definition on YouTube, because the only output here is an upload to YouTube. But I'll show you a workaround here before the end of the video on how you can save your video to your computer. Without that workaround, the only option you have is to upload it to YouTube, and once it's there, you'll be able to share it on other social medias, and from YouTube you can download it to your computer. But with what I'm going to show you, you can actually save it to your computer. So it's totally up to you, whatever route you want to go. So let's go ahead and create our first screencast. Come on over here and click on the capture screen. You've got two options here. You can just go ahead and click on this guy here to capture the screen, or you can use the advanced settings. And that's what I'm going to show you here. And if you have a microphone or a headset, you can toggle these on or off by just clicking on the icon here. The problem with this though is that since I'm using the only microphone that I have attached in recording this Camtasia video, it's not letting me do that. So to demonstrate this process, I'm going to go ahead and make the transparent mode of the controls enabled. You see there, now it's enabled. And likewise, I'm going to select the capture area rather than capturing the entire screen, which would be beyond the size of this actual video area here. And if you have a webcam, you can also enable that. Let's go ahead and start our advanced capture now. And we want to select the area we want to capture. And my only drawback to this that I found so far is that you have no border around the area that's actually being captured. So you just have to remember what area you marked. Let's go ahead and move this guy around here. Pretty cool stuff. I'm going to go ahead and bring this controller in here. As you can see, since I enabled it being transparent, it is transparent. But as long as this red blinky light over here is going, that means you're recording. And you see the time left, and you've only got 45 minutes in length total, which is an awful long time. But you can pause the recording in case you want to make some adjustments on your screen here. And you can see here now it's a blue pause mark. And whenever you click on stop, that's actually going to stop the recording and bring what was recorded into the EZVid timeline for editing. And this is a cool tool as well. You can click on draw and you get this that pops up here. So you can either click on the paintbrush and just start drawing to your heart's content, making your arrows or whatever other kind of boxes that you want to draw, if you can draw. And you right click to get rid of that, and then you can just left click on one of these stamps in here, blap, blap, blap. Right click to get rid of that. Left click on one of these other stamps. You want to bring attention to something on your screen. There you go. And if you don't do anything at all, then within a few seconds they're going to disappear, like so. Awesome tool. Click on that to get rid of that. And I think that's pretty much all I need to record right now. Let's go ahead and click on stop. And let's go into the editing part. And you can see down here at the bottom of the screen the process of the bringing it into the timeline. And if I had the microphone hooked up, then it would have the green bar down here showing that there was audio captured as well. But I can go ahead and click on this guy here to record my voice. As I'm going along here, you see the green bar is being added right there. And once you have the audio captured in here, there's a lot more cool stuff you can do, and I'm going to show you that here in just a second. Keep your eyes open right up here on this bar. As soon as I get done recording, you're going to see some additional features pop up there. And click on that to stop. See those additional features? You can add audio effects to the audio down here in the timeline. For example, play. Right there. And once you have the audio captured in here, there's a lot more. Oh, and by the way, you can barely hear it, but you've got the music going in the background. Let's try that one. Along here, you see the green bar is being added. You can hear the music in the background. And once you have the audio captured in here, there's a lot more cool stuff you can do. And that kind of mutes out the audio a little bit more so you can hear more music. Done recording, more audio, less music. Pretty cool. You want to add a watermark, do that right there. You want to remove the watermark right there. Well, let's come on back here and once you have the let's stop, and I'm going to go with silent mode. You just scroll on down here and go to silent machine. And by the way, you can also add your own music track or whatever from your own computer if you want. But let's go ahead and check this out here. You can add audio effects to the audio file down here. For example, this one here would make it sound like you're listening to somebody speak to you from a telephone, or give you a bit of a robot effect. And you can see the process of it completing that down there. Now let's play our robot sound effect. Here, there's a lot more cool stuff you can do, and I'm going to show you that here in just a second. Pretty nifty. And to undo that, just click on it again. This one here just basically adds some extra oomph to it. You can see the voice effects as power. It adds a lot of bass to it. Makes it sound a lot more professional, in my opinion. More professional than the robot voice anyway. Another cool item is the synthesized voice. But before we can do this, you have to have a text panel in here, and that's this guy right here. Click on that, start typing away, and you can adjust the text color. You can adjust the background color. Click on finish, and here it is. Now we want to duplicate that a couple of times. Now let's go ahead and check out the synthesized speech. Right up here, your existing recording may be overwritten. Ooh, okay. Let's go ahead and do that then, just for demonstration purposes, but beware of that. And it wasn't. As I get done recording, you're going to see some additional features pop up there. Cool. So let's come on over here and see what the synthesized speech sounds like.
Time. YouTube box. Big time. YouTube box. Big time.
Okay, not my favorite. And if you want to add additional elements like an audio file or images, then you can click on this guy here to add pictures or video. Then just make your selection from your computer. We want to add this guy, we want to add this MP4, and click on open. And what it's doing here is it's making each one of these items here high def ready. Now that we've got our project pretty well completed the way we want it, and by the way, you can select these guys, right click, and do some additional editing if you wanted to split this up so that you could move this guy here over here. But one other thing too I want to mention to you before we get to rendering this video is you can adjust the speed of the video as well. For example, this segment right here, I'm going to right click on that, then hover over speed, come on down here and left click on 600%. And now then, that entire video clip is going to go 600% faster than normal. And that's basically all the editing elements that I could think of, but let's go ahead and save our project. Your previous project has been saved. Okay. Now let's go ahead and just delete that little segment there. Click on this guy here to load that project back up. And you've got three options here where you can delete the project, you can duplicate it, or you can edit it, which will bring it back into the timeline, which is what we want. Now we want to upload it to YouTube. Now here's something I want to point out is that this is going to do two things. It's going to render your video, Once you click on agree, click on continue. You're going to want to log into the Gmail account that you have associated with your YouTube channel. And once you do that, then EZVid is going to start to render your video. It will then upload that rendered video to YouTube. But if you want to save it to your computer, you have to cancel the process after it's been rendered, but before the upload is complete. And then click on sign in. Then click on accept. Make your choice of the quality. And I would always go with the best quality, but that's just me. Click on start. As you can see here, it's rendering the video. And once this is uploaded to YouTube, you will have an option to share this video with several social media sites like Twitter, Facebook, and a couple other ones too. I don't remember right offhand. But frankly, I don't want this mishmash to be on my YouTube account, so I'm going to cancel it here in just a second as soon as it's done rendering, and then I'll show you where to look in your directories to find the saved video file on your computer. Now it says uploading to YouTube. Right here's where I want to cancel. Click on confirm. Now then, let's navigate to the location of that hidden folder. Go to the documents section. It should be right there at the top, or at least ways it is on mine. If yours is sorted by the name of the folder, then just go to EZVid. Open that up, go to projects, open that up, and I believe it's going to be in number 1. Yep, that's the biggest file. Let's go ahead and open that up and go to final. And it's a WMV file. Now, if this is what you're wanting to save, then you can just copy it from here and paste it wherever you want. And then I would go ahead and rename it to something more descriptive than just final. Because no matter what you name your video here, whenever you go into the documents library to find the saved video file on your computer, it's going to be named final, and it's going to be a WMV format. Let's go ahead and double click on that to open it up. And there it is. As I'm going along here, you see the green bars being added right there. And once you have the audio captured, and there you go. And that's going to bring us to the end of this video on the basics of using EZVid, screencast recorder, and editor.